Hey guys! It has been what, like almost 2 weeks? Or has it already been 2 weeks since I've posted? Now usually I make some lame excuse as to why I haven't been able to post, but this time I have a very good excuse as to why I haven't posted. I just can't tell you yet. I know, everyone's gonna be mad at me, everyone's gonna think that, whatever. I don't know, I'm sorry, I can't tell you guys yet, but believe me, I will tell you guys soon, and it is something that I just needed some time off to process, I guess. Things are changing in life, and But anyway, I am back and I am establishing a schedule. I am someone who needs a schedule or else I just don't, do anything. I haven't had a schedule ever since I've started the internet. I just do whatever I feel like doing. And I've realized that that doesn't work with YouTube. Surprise! So I'm getting a hold of my shit. I'm grabbing onto it hard and I'm going to be better for you guys in the new year, and I promise you, I want to be better for you and I want to be better for me. I'm just sick of this bullshit and I know you guys are too. But anyway, yeah, let's get on to this video. This video is extra juicy, okay? It's extra juicy. You guys are gonna need some napkins. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you kind of already know that shit went down. Well, also if you follow me on Snapchat, you kind of know that shit went down. But I did a little Twitter rant and I also kind of filmed on Snapchat part of what happened. But it was pretty vague and you guys still don't know exactly what happened, so I'm making this video. This happened last weekend on Friday night. And it happened at a place called Blue Martini in Brickell. Now in Miami, there are a few branches of Blue Martini. It's not just in Brickell, but I just so happened to be at the Brickell one. And this was one of the most alarming things that have ever happened to me. Like, there were a few reasons why I didn't film this right away, but one of them was because I was just too angry and too like scared to film it. It was just like fucking nuts. Like, this guy needs help. But the reason why I actually wanted to make a video, because the security guard part of this video is a huge part of it, obviously, but the way that Blue Martini has handled this is what is the icing on top of the motherfucking cake. But anyway, so let's start from the beginning and try to explain what happened. My dad goes to Blue Martini literally like every weekend, and when we went, we spent a good amount of money in their establishment and they don't care. They're just like, fuck you, go suck a dick, we don't give a fuck. So okay, I'm all over the place. Let's start from the beginning. My dad called me and he wanted all of his kids to come with him to Blue Martini on Friday because he wanted to do happy hour there, which is what he usually does. There's a live band that plays that's really good at Blue Martini, so he wanted us to go and watch it with him. We all agreed, and on Friday we went around 6:30 or 7 p.m, which is super fucking early, but that's when happy hour is, and that's when my dad likes to go. He doesn't like to be there super late. He doesn't like to be there when it turns into a club, so whatever. When we got there was some sort of like Christmas party, so the whole entire place was super packed and there was nowhere to sit down, which was like super annoying. But actually an amazing guy who we had just filmed something in VR for, which, hopefully that works out and I can tell you guys about it. But luckily he was there and he was like, look, there's no seats, but I'll buy a bottle so that we can all sit down. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna say no to that. But a very important part of this story is that even though he bought a bottle, I did not drink that night because I was driving. So that's a very important part for you to note, okay? I was not drunk at all because I didn't drink. All right, let's keep it going. After a while, a few hours, me and my dad just wanted to leave, and my dad lives a few blocks away from Blue Martini Brickell, so we were like, we'll just walk over there. And since I was driving my brother and Lauren and whatever, I said, you guys could stay here, drink, and I'll just go to my dad's and wait for you. So that's what ended up happening. Me and my dad start leaving the bar, and I hope I can paint a good enough picture so you guys can understand what happened, because I don't want to just be like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I really just want you guys to understand what happened. When you walk in, okay, there's the entrance, right? And to the right, if you exit immediately to your right, you can just go here and downstairs where we continue to walk to my dad's house. That's how we walked in earlier. But after hours, they put a little velvet rope on the side and you have to walk like further around to go to the stairs, which is not a big deal. But it was still early. It was like 9. They had just put those ropes up. So my dad did what he said he'd done a billion times before, which is he just took off the rope and we just continued to like walk towards the stairs. It was a shortcut. Nobody was there in the restricted area. Like, nobody was there yet. It was super fucking early. So we assumed like, oh, they're just setting up for later, but we just want to kind of like get to the stairs quicker, so who cares? We're not hurting anybody. As soon as my dad puts the rope back and we start walking towards the stairs, we hear, hey, you can't do that, can't you read? And I want you guys to know, I'm not exaggerating, okay? It was alarming. Like, I was just like, ooh, like I got scared. I was like, what the fuck was that? We turn around and the person who had said this was a security guard for Blue Martini. Because I just, I'm feeling nice today. I'm not gonna say his name, but I really want to. So we got alarmed and my dad just kind of looked at me and he just gave me a motion like, let's just keep going. Because the guy was super rude and my dad was just like, fuck this guy. There's nobody here and we're just walking to the stairs. We're not like trying to do anything bad. We're leaving their bar. So when my dad went to go do that, the guy, I'm pretty sure, grabbed his shoulder. If he did, it wasn't like super hard or anything, but I remember my dad like turned around immediately and he was like, hey, did you not hear me? I just said you can't do that. And my dad just looked at him and he's like, you need to not talk to us that way. And that quickly turned into both of them in each other's faces screaming. And I'm not just saying this because I want you to be on our side or anything, but my dad wasn't like screaming like the guy was at all. My dad was just telling him, you need to stop and you need to learn how to talk to me. Like, you can't talk to us like that. The guy was out of his mind. Like, his veins were fucking throbbing on his neck. Like, it was really weird. And my initial instinct was to pull them apart. And so I put my hands in between them and I'm trying to talk to the guy to let him know that, listen, the reason why my dad's upset is because you came at us really aggressively. Like, that's it. And I hope that Blue Martini fucking comes back and puts a security footage of this. Like, I swear to you, I hope they do. Because I put my hands in between them and I was talking to the guy. Finally, as I'm pulling them apart, the guy looks at me and like is listening to me. And so I told him that. I was like, hey, you were just being aggressive. That's why my dad is upset. He puts his hand like this. Like as if telling me to shut the fuck up. Ooh. All I saw in that moment was red, so it's very hard for me to remember what he said because this all happened so quickly that I just did not even understand what was happening. But he said something along the lines of like, you guys shouldn't have been doing that and whatever, and I told him, get your fucking hand out of my face. You're in Miami. You know there's Latin women everywhere. What are you doing? You have a death wish putting your fucking hand to my face? Whatever. So he put his hand in my face and that's when I started getting upset. And I was like, don't put your fucking hand in my face. Because I'm trying to talk to you like a normal person. I wasn't screaming at him. I was trying to tell him why my dad was upset. Here's the thing. It gets much worse than this, but me and my dad were not drunk. We were not confrontational. If he would have just said, hey, you guys can't do that. You need to go around. No big deal. Like, it's not the fucking end of the world. It's not a super long walk around. It's just that the minute he came to us, it was aggressive. And that was really disrespectful. Especially because we just came out of your bar, got a bottle, we're fucking drinking and eating a shit ton of food, and we come out after being paying customers and you're fucking rude to us. Okay, I'm gonna say my opinion after. Let me just continue with the story. So at this point, my dad just walks away. He just starts walking towards where he needs to walk to go around the stairs in the other direction. And this guy, this fucking security guard, looks at my father and he says, yeah, old man, what are you gonna do? Luckily, my father didn't hear that because he must have been fucking steaming and he was walking away already. But that's when I took out my fucking phone and I started filming him, and this is the footage.
You're not listening. Let's go. Leave.
Yeah, say hello. Blue Martini security. Fuck you.
The reason I blurred out his face is because I don't want Blue Martini to be able to take down this video, and I don't know if they can by doing that, so whatever, blurred his face. But if you saw Snapchat that night, you know what he looks like. And I forgot to mention that while this was all happening, I looked at the guy and I said, you need to get a different job because you have severe fucking anger issues. I remember telling him that because he had veins throbbing in his neck. Like, I said he must be on some sort of steroids. Like, he's like a really buff guy, but he looks like this short guy that's just fucking upset at the world. Like, it was too crazy. And when you work at a bar, which normally everyone coming in and out of there is fucking drunk already, and you're a security guard, you can't have anger issues. You're supposed to diffuse situations, not make something out of nothing. We were two sober people leaving fucking Blue Martini, and here he is making a huge fucking problem out of nothing. It was ridiculous. So I get home and I was very upset, so I decided to use my voice that I have on social media, and I publicly tweeted Blue Martini Brickle saying, hey Blue Brickle, your security guard just verbally attacked me and my dad for the dumbest reason ever. Great employees. Now, did Blue Martini get back to me? Did they say, hey, why don't you just email us? Why don't you just call us? We're very sorry about this. No. Blue Martini thought that the best thing they could do was block me. They fucking blocked me on social media. What the fuck? When I saw this, oh my god, I was furious. I was fucking furious. So then I tweeted them saying, ha, this is how Blue Brickle deals with customers being verbally attacked by their employees. Cool. Glad we just spent our money there. And I put a screenshot of how they had blocked me. Of course, you guys were talking to Blue Martini Brickle and saying like, I can't believe that's how you deal with a customer just going through this right now. And then they unblocked me. What is this? High school? And then on Saturday, which was the day after this all happened, they tweeted me saying, please contact blah blah blah, our events manager, and she can assist you, thank you. And then today, like an hour ago, they tweeted me saying, have you emailed blah 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 or called us regarding the incident? Yeah, Blue Martini, I have. Well, I haven't, but my father did. Basically, I just called my dad before I made this video and I was like, did you end up calling? And he told me that he went to Blue Martini because he wanted to make sure that he talked to a manager, and as soon as he got there, the hostess greeted him and was like, hi, how can I help you? And he told her, hi, I need to speak to the manager. And she asked him, was it about what happened on Friday night? And he said, yes, it was. And she said, oh my God, that was ridiculous. And he was like, were you there? Did you see it? And she was like, yeah, I was one of the people, like there was two of us. I remember in the video that I filmed, there's two hostesses in the back, and she said that she was one of them, and then she told my dad, oh my God, I couldn't believe that he did that. That was so out of line. There was no need for that, and it was pretty ridiculous. And my dad was like, oh, I'm glad you saw it and you're like a witness to it. And then he talked to the manager, who gave him a number of the guy who manages all of the Blue Martinis, and he emailed the guy, he called the guy on Monday, and we haven't gotten an answer back. So Blue Martini, have you contacted us? Yes, we have. For a business to deal with this by blocking me, then unblocking me because they realize that I have followers that give a fuck, so they unblock me, and then they ask me, have you called us dealing with this? Like, yes, I have, and you guys haven't done shit, and you only care because I have followers. If someone who didn't have followers tweeted you, you would have just blocked them and nothing would have happened, and that's fucked up. And this isn't the first issue that anyone has had with Blue Martini. Blue Martini is fucking bougie for no reason and thinks that they could just treat customers however they want. There were multiple people from Miami that were like, oh my God, Blue Martini is the fucking worst. My dad told me that one time he had a date and she got sick. She had like 3 Blue Long Islands and she went to the bathroom and had to like throw up, and she wasn't coming out of the bathroom, and so he was worried, so he stood outside of the bathroom, and a security guard came up to him and said, what business do you have being outside of the woman's bathroom? And he was just like, oh, I have a date here. And he was like, yeah, well, you can't be here doing that. And my dad was like, okay, well, can you go in and check on her? And sure enough, when the security guard did that, she was throwing up in the bathroom and needed to be escorted. What the fuck? I was gonna give my dad a Blue Martini gift card for this Christmas, and like, fuck you guys. My dad is one of the most loyal fucking customers. We don't go in there getting drunk, going crazy, breaking shit. Like, we're just there to have a good time. I barely even go. And one time I go to have a happy hour, my dad's excited. We go, we buy a fucking bottle, and leaving the bar, we get this type of abuse. And not only that, when we tell you about the abuse, you just want to block it and make it go away, and you only give a fuck because I have followers? Yeah, no. How about that? How about no? I will never be back in your establishment. Anyone I know will never be back in your establishment, and this is bullshit. If I ever own a business or have any type of business, like, customer service would be my main focus. My main focus. You don't do things like this and then it just goes away. Now everyone I know and everyone they know and everyone that follows me will know what you've done, because that's what customer service is. It's not just something you do when you feel like it. It's something you do because you value customers that spend money at your fucking place. And if you don't, they're gonna make sure that they don't spend money in your place and nobody else will spend motherfucking money in your place. Dumbass. But anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Holiday cheer. No, seriously, this was really frustrating. But you know what? I am super happy that I have this platform where I can say my piece and talk about this, because otherwise it would just be another corporation that gets to block their customers and not care about their customers and get away with it. And yeah, no, not today. Not today, motherfucker. And to that security guard, I don't wish that you get fired. I honestly don't want you to like get in trouble. I just think you need help and you're in the wrong profession. Like, that's the truth. A security guard with anger issues is like a really bad mix, Paul Blart. You need help, Papi. Get better. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for being so patient with me. I love you so much. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I post new videos every Tuesday and Saturday starting now, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye. I stood on top of the couch. My dad had a couch there. I stood on top so I could be above everyone, and it was just like a sea of people. It was so intense. And I just started going one by one saying, I don't know you, get the fuck out. I don't know you, get the fuck out. I don't know you, get the fuck out. And I remember I said that to one person. They were like, no, I'm with her. And I was like, okay, you could stay. I don't know you, get the fuck out.